Now I promised you my explosive rant to the Houston School District and the Ida Houston School District for not having its teachers aides go through, not help out with that student who was autistic, the third grader. So here it is. Why haven't you done anything? I mean, what's going on? All you did was just sit there like it's a Jerry Springer fight between two students. There was no bystander. If there was a fight happening, there would be a bystander. In every school, if there was a fight, somebody would come break it up, whether it be a teacher, an aide, or security. If it was a different fight, if it was another child, then, I mean, this was a disturbing video, 4 or 5-year-old. This was from the New York Post. This video was obtained by WKHOU. Shows the boy identified as Sky getting thrown to the floor by a much larger special needs child after he appears to bump into the line at Jones Middle School in Humble, Texas. He gets up, punches him to the floor, again and repeatedly kicks him along. The clip shows at least one adult seen in the troubling footage looking on. At one point, the school staffer traps the student in his shoulder, but the boy continues to kick Sky. What the hell is wrong with you? You trap a student and you allow him to kick some more? This is not right. If you're trained to see a fight happening, 2 things. Number 1, break it up. Or number 2, call security. School is safe. 3 school aides were actually present at the time, but according to KPRC, none of them stepped in to stop the assault. Like you three, all you three did was just sit there like you're watching a fight on Jerry Springer. It's like, Jerry, 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 Jerry. This isn't Jerry Springer, this is high school. The distressing incident occurred January 25th, but it's kind of light after Sky's grandmother, Vita Cavett, decided to make the video public. Cavett Associates called on Adelaide Independent School District to fire the aides. But in a statement, the district announced that three schools will let go. This incident never occurred. The district trains professionals in development crisis intervention beginning of each school year and will enforce that train during the remainder of the year. You let them go? What does that even mean, you let them go? Did you fire them? What does that statement mean? All it is just, we had to let them go. How can another special needs mother send their children back to school knowing the same paraprofessionals are staying in the same classroom? And this has to stop. This is the full statement. The incident at Jones Middle School between 2 special needs students during 25th is sad and appealing to prison. The district launched a immediate investigation. However, upon further review, the district has taken additional action. They no longer employs the aides of present during the incident. That's good. The incident should not have occurred. The district trains paraprofessionals in non-violent crisis intervention techniques at the beginning of each school year. Our district leaders will continue to work together to find solutions to provide a safe, healthy environment. Okay, what other solutions can you get? You need to have security present. You need to train teachers. Training is not going to be enough. You fired them for this, and which was kudos. But how can you stand by and let them get away with it? You didn't let them get away with it. You did a great job. But it's Ohio to worry about after the prone restraint. So you did good, Houston. You did good. But it's the prone restraint against a child I'm worried about. Ever since December 26, 2018, there's a well-known prone restraint It's a method intervention where a person's face and frontal part of his body is placed on a downward percentage which 8 serves at any time. The use of prone restraint of Ohio is prohibited. In the state of Ohio, they prohibited this thing. But during that time, since 2017, at least over 100 people have died during prone restraint. And Dayton schools issue corrective measures after improperly restrained autistic boy. Those people, but this mother reported the incident to Riverside Police Department where Eastmont is located. To Riverside Police Department is located. The city prosecutor declined in October to press charges according to police records. Why would the city prosecutor decline to press charges? If something's happening, you need to make sure this doesn't happen again. But the findings state, official statements, police say the third grade boy became combative and showed furniture, causing teachers to take other kids out of the room and call a principal and resource officer. They tried to calm him down, then he started to punch and kick him and hit himself. The SRO school staff responded by repeating to hold him down. The Ohio Department of Education found this resource officer restrained the student while on the ground, laying on his stomach, but hands behind his back and feet crossed. Physically restraining a student while face down, is called prone restraint, and it is prohibited by the rules. So therefore, what they need to do is to fire this security guard or fire the SRO. But a separate investigation concluded in November found Dayton school officials also didn't follow the child's individual education plan during the incident. The board policy addressed instances which prone restraint parents 24 hours, but the prone restraint law, it's against the law. So again, the law says that prone restraint and other restraints are being restricted or prohibited at all times. Physical restraint is illusionary, only used if it's immediate physical harm to the student, and no other safe methods available, and only for the minimum amount of time needed to prevent physical harm. That's my take on these two. So bottom line is, if they're struggling to breathe, let them go. Let's not have this happen again. Next, years ago, there was a field trip drowning. There was a field trip that happened with one student drowning, and a parent who filed a suit years late. What happened? We'll tell you when we come back. Up front tonight, schools on trial. Now, this is from years ago. Years ago, Cobb County mother sued the school district for what she claims that school officials did nothing about the kid that drowned. But there's a twist to this story. According to the state, it had to be 2 years before they could report it. The statute of limitation has to be 2 years. But the court ruled that lawsuit could not go forward because it was not filed in a 1 year time period required by the Central American County. Tamari Jackson, a 14-year-old North Cobb High School student, drowned on February 2016 in a Super River in Bucky Bay Wildlife. This was happening in 2016. But years later, this was a year later. The Georgia Supreme Court halted a wrongful death claim brought by the mother of a Cobb County teenager who drowned on a school field trip release. Tricia C. King, Representative Forbes, said the teen's mother was disappointed in the ruling, but is not disappointed with the effort, tenacity, and our ability to leave no stone unturned, in trying to hold people accountable for their son's death. Forbes filed a wrongful death lawsuit on March 24th, 2017 in Cobbs County State against the 9 Cobb school chaperones, the Cobb County School District, Cobb County government, and sanctuary. The suit alleges the defense didn't go through to prevent Tamari's death or keep an eye on the kids, none of whom were wearing life vests. But this lawsuit continues 2 years. But this lawsuit from the Atlanta Journal. Let's play this video. You filed a lawsuit years later and it wouldn't go to court? Look at the story. You can judge for yourself. let me face it here. You have to follow the statute of limitations. They say if it's a year after, then that means it can't go forward. You should have filed it. You should have filed it during that time. Take a look.
Shocked at Metro Atlanta when we first told you about it. A Cobb High School field trip took a turn for the worse when a teenager actually died. A lawsuit over the incident was first thrown out of court, but this week, a judge allowed that case to move forward.
In a CBS 46 exclusive, our Beth Yates has a one-on-one sit-down with the victim's mom and her attorney, and we do want to warn you that some of the video in this story is going to be tough to watch.
That first call was he's missing. Now you're telling me that you located his body? So, yeah, it was, it was just utter disbelief.
Adele Forbes vividly remembers the horrific day in February 2016 when she got the news of her son Tamori Jackson's death.
All along, I was told that no one knew what happened, but once I saw the video, I realized that how could you not know what happened?
Tamori was on Cobb High School's annual trip to Belize. The students had just landed, and prior to going to the hotel, they stopped at the Cyburn River. Tamori was equipped with a GoPro, which captured everything, including his drowning.
You can just tell that Tamori is having difficulty swimming, and you can hear him yell for help 3 times. You can hear him reaching out, and the kids basically ignored him, but you can also see what the chaperones are not doing.
A wrongful death lawsuit was filed against Cobb County, the school district, the chaperones, and Monkey Bay Wildlife Sanctuary, where the trip was being held. The case against the county, the school district, and some of the chaperones were dismissed because they have immunity. The trial court dismissed the claims against the remaining defendants, finding they filed too late. But because of a recent appellate court decision reversing the trial court's ruling, some of the people involved could be held accountable.
Well, we took the position. This was a Georgia field trip from a Georgia school, Georgia children, Georgia chaperones, Georgia death. And we felt that the state of Georgia had an interest in what happened to its citizens when they're traveling abroad.
And in the strange twist of events, the GoPro video that is now a key piece of evidence was originally missing.
But unfortunately, when his body was found, which is probably about 6 or 7 hours after he drowned, when his body was found in the Cyburn River and turned over to the authorities, there was no GoPro. And that, of course, raised our eyebrow because the GoPro was on his body, but it was missing. So about a year later, miraculously, we get a courier from the U.S. Embassy and from the State Department where the GoPro had been found.
And now, with that key piece of evidence on her side, Adele is hopeful the lawsuit will bring closure, but she knows it will never undo what happened.
I'm constantly reminded of, okay, well, what would Tamori have been doing? His class graduated in May, and that was really hard for me because that was a milestone that he missed.
No word yet on when the trial will go back to court. Beth Yates, CBS 46 News.
And we still don't know whether the trial has gone forward, so let's review the evidence. The clues in this case. The clue is the GoPro / camera. Now remember, he filmed the GoPro was on his body. It could have been on his head, or it could have been on his body. It could have been on his head because when you do the GoPro videos, it's on the head, so it could have been on his head. And the camera. Now remember, the camera's underground, but it was a year later that they found it. The chaperones. Where were the chaperones? If the chaperones were in the water, this would have been gone to then. If the chaperones were in there helping them out, then there would have been a lawsuit. The kids that did nothing, well, basically they looked at him and did nothing, and he was like yelling for help, help, help. No one could hear him, so instead they just ignored him talking to their friends. And the wrongful lawsuit. Now remember, it was a year. This was happened in 2016, so a year later, she filed this lawsuit, but the court said, But years later, the lawsuit resumes. And no trial. But without that trial, we would never know. So, this is what we looked at so far. These are the 5 clues here. The girl perverting the camera, the school chaperones, the kids did nothing, the wrongful lawsuit, which what the court said, but the lawsuit resumes, and no trial. Without the trial, we will never know, but I'm going to keep looking into this case and give you that trial. And until then, let's have a safe field trip. And speaking of safe, coming up next, it's our safety break here. This time, actually, we already did that on the other channel, my old channel, but this is a new channel. But coming up next is our COVID wrap up here. How are the cases rising? We'll tell you next. There are new cases here in COVID in the state of Texas. 344 new cases with 24 new deaths. 92,689 in Oasis County with over 1,400 deaths. The top result here. And since March 19th, there's still 2.2% positive tests with over 18,000 and over 118,000 tests. Since March 21st, 16,000 people been hospitalized and over 3,100 people in hospital or in ICU. Since the 27th, 72% had at least one dose. 60% been fully vaccinated. 17.6 and 20.8 million. $45.1 million doses been given. 17.6 million been fully vaccinated. 67%. 560 million doses been given in the United States. 217 million been fully vaccinated, and 66% of the population has been fully vaccinated. Great news for these people. So, which is some great news, but how's that going to help us? We don't know. So till that time, we gotta make sure we wear our mask and stuff. If we don't wear our mask, then we're gonna get problems. Make sure you stay home. If you're quarantined, you need to stay home. If you're gonna get stuff delivered, then just do it in your own time. Just have it delivered. Make sure it has to be at home. Don't go out unless you gotta wear a mask. Now for a story developing in this country. It's all about the Russia and Ukraine. We don't need any more of this crap. Let's just let this war end. And the California and the government proposes a $400 gas rebate. What does that even mean? We probably won't know. Probably more gas prices on the rise. When people use gases for stoves and stuff, but when people realize that that stuff can raise the gas prices by about 100%. And possibly it probably won't even do. Now on to a new safety break. This time it's on those theme park rides or amusement park rides. This was inspired from a Dateline segment. We're not going to have time to bring the segment, but here's what happened so far. There is just a few days ago, a teen died after falling from an Orlando theme park ride, Orlando, Florida, the place where they had like Universal and stuff.
The death of a 14-year-old boy is sending shockwaves through Orlando, Florida, the theme park capital of the world. The boy, who is being remembered as a gentle giant, fell from a new ride billed as the tallest freestanding drop tower in the world. We do want to warn you that video from the scene is disturbing. Here's CBS's Manuel Bojorquez.
Before the Orlando Freefall ride at Icon Park lifted these riders last night, one appeared to question the seat restraints. And as it lifted, a worker said this.
Hey, you check the seatbelt or left side? Seatbelt. Seatbelt.
The ride appears to have only an over-the-shoulder harness that locks riders into place as it descends 75 miles per hour. But last night, as it dropped for more than 400 feet, a rider came off the seat and fell to his death. Orange County's sheriff identified him as Tyree Sampson.
He was 14 years old. He was visiting from his home in Missouri with another family here in Central Florida.
This photo posted on social media appears to show Sampson before the start of the ride. John Stein is with Slingshot Group, which owns the ride.
We are deeply saddened and sorry.
He says the ride, which opened about 3 months ago, is designed to only operate if riders are locked in.
What possibly could have gone wrong?
And it's very difficult to say. The way the ride is designed with all the safety features and redundancy, there shouldn't be an issue.
Icon Park says it's doing everything it can to cooperate with authorities as they investigate. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Miami.
Wow. And it doesn't even stop there. Many years ago, these amusement park rides have had a lot of deaths. And ever since Dateline 7 2001, there's been a lot more deaths from those amusement park rides. And no law saying about this. Now, tomorrow on the broadcast, I'll look into these amusement park rides. We'll be back in just a moment. Finally tonight, bullying. It happened just about a month ago. This happened days ago. 2 girls were attacked as they walked out of Morton Middle School in Fall River, Massachusetts last week. This cell phone video of the incident reveals that other students clearly knew it was coming. They recorded the incident and could be heard laughing. Supposed to alert in the mayor asking that bullying in schools be addressed. Dr. Nadia Ward, who studies adolescent mental health at Clark University's Borowski Institute for Republic Enterprise, said there's been an uptick in bullying incidents as students emerge from pandemic and are impacting what she calls toxic stress. The school superintendent did not request for comment. Quick Zorzai community to discuss bullying since April. So, that's an update from our bullying topic here. And on our new channel this week on our new channel, on the Give Me a Break channel, more about bullying, what you can do. It's a repeat. All repeat episodes are going to be on the new channel. Newer episodes are going to be on this channel, The American Player. So look for those. I know I said I was going to do all covers, but it's really going to be hard to focus here on the schedule here. So we'll do newer episodes on The American Player. Older episodes would be on the Give Me a Break channel. So look for newer episodes on this channel and older episodes on this channel, update episodes. So, with that being said, tomorrow I'll look into safe park rides, part of our safety break, and watch the Dateline segment. And I'm going to show you a Dateline segment from 2001. Keith Morrison on those amusement park rides, and one mother who wanted to fight to make it against the law, who wanted to make it a law for owners to report to the state. But the owners of the ride say, not so fast. That completes Give Me a Break for this Sunday going to Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow for Give Me a Break Monday. And for all of us here at Give Me a Break and YouTube, good night.